Hi, welcome back to the Louie's Hunting Podcast. This is Levi, and this week I have Kyle Kinney and Kaleb Phillips with me. These are two good buddies that I go duck hunt with. I actually met you, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Down in Green Island. I've told the story on here a couple of times now about how I went in there with my cousin and a couple of young kids, and they came over right away and they're like, hey, we've been here for a while. And I'm like, well, I just built this blind here yesterday for these kids. Kyle's like, oh, you got kids?
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, come hunt with us.
Let's get together. Yep.
And pretty much ever since then, we've been great friends. 100%. And so we're going to talk about waterfowl hunting this week and maybe some safety measures and just kind of keep the ball rolling from there. And considering or talking about safety, I just got off the phone with a buddy of mine whose phone was almost dead. His wife or girlfriend, I don't know if they're married yet, didn't have her phone. And then they have a small child that doesn't have a phone either. Yeah. So you're just compounding this situation. And so he calls me. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm going to podcast with a couple guys. He's like, I really need you. He's like, my boat motor blew up. Don't have a push pull to get out of here. Yada, yada, yada. He's like, I need you. I'm like, well, this is what I got going on. So I started making phone calls. Got a couple guys rounded up that I know for sure are going to be able to get there. And he's lucky, though. I mean, he's lucky that it's 90 degrees damn near.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
He's lucky that his phone was working. And, he's lucky that he had people there. He's lucky that his boat didn't flip over. There's a million different situations that go through my head.
Yep. No, he's lucky that he called you, too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And that's also brings you into a great point of always letting people know.
Gotta get closer.
Exactly.
There you go.
Where you are. You're good to go hunting. I'm going to tell my wife, hey, this is the boat ramp I'm going to use. This is the area that I'm going to generally traffic. I'm going to stay within this bound. I'm not going to go somewhere crazy. I'm not going to do something weird. And then having those measures on you to be able to take care of those situations. So like my boat, first year running it, got a lot of lights on it. And if you just sit there and you're running those lights, it kills your battery. What do we go? We go to crank it up, try and leave a hole. And that's actually how we ended up finding Isaiah. Yep. Was because we were in that back in GI and we're sitting there. First light comes up and I'm like, that's probably time to start moving the boat and get it in the head. Go to crank it up.
Mind you, it's not like it's because of cold or anything like that. We're in the early teal season. So, yeah. You're
still lucky. We're still lucky in the spot that you're at. And, on some of those places that you don't necessarily question it too much because we're close to civilization. If I have to walk back, I can walk back. Mm-hmm. The boat, you can wait until later.
But imagine you're out in the middle of where I like to hunt on the Illinois side.
Yep.
There is no walking back.
Right.
Nope.
You've got 50 some foot of water on this side, and you've got 10, 15, 20 foot of water on this side.
Right.
And no matter what way you go on these island chains, you ain't getting out.
No, that current's going to take you faster than you can swim. Especially if you're trying to push a boat, too.
And on the Mississippi, she don't care about you.
No,
she does not.
No matter how good of a swimmer you are, that water is going to take you, and it's going to get in that. And that kind of brings me to a story. Are you guys comfortable telling that story?
Yeah, we'll leave a couple names out.
Just leave the names out. Go ahead and tell what happened, because we were just talking about warm weather situations.
So let's set the setting here first. So it's midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in that time frame. We're meeting up at at the boat ramp, and I don't know, it was probably 8 degrees out. I mean, it was cold, very cold
with the wind chill.
Yeah,
it was probably pushing somewhere.
We had
zeros.
I don't know, 10-ish guys roughly with us when you add up all the 3 boats together, 2 boats.
Yeah, pretty close.
Kyle, you can kind of explain your side of it first.
We're sitting there getting ready to go out to the spot, and everybody kind of before hunts, you have some drinks. Everybody's kind of feeling themselves. It's whatever. We're getting ready to go out. We're not at shooting light. This is like 12 o'clock at night. We're getting ready to go grab a spot. Just don't want to get beat. It's public land life. You get there, nobody else can steal the spot from you. So I'm dealing with tons of boat problems. I'm trying to get it's the first year running a surface drive, my buddy. So I'm trying to get it started, Then then I'm trying to, I do my first little rip, make sure everything works before I take off. That's the worst thing that you can have happen is get out into the middle of the channel. And now you're stuck in the middle of the channel and something goes wrong. And I grew up that way. I never used to have a nice boat. I had, $2,000, $3,000 boats. They always had problems starting in the mornings and stuff. So I've learned my lessons there many of times. So my throttle cable freezes on it. So I come back and I'm wide open. So I have to kill the boat, 25 yards from the bank. So I'm dealing with that. Everybody else gets their stuff fired up. Get everybody in the boats. We're going. We start ripping down the channel and we get down to one of the corners onto the Illinois side. And I turn around and I'm like, where is my guy? He's not following me. Like, he's still in the back in the middle of the other channel. I'm like, okay. So I spin around, go back by him. And it just turned into one of those things like, let's just get to the spot. He's taking his sweet time to get where he's going. So let's just go up here. We go up to that spot. We get there and I get a phone call from one of the dudes that's on his boat. And he goes, hey, this dude just fell in head first into the water with his waders on. Well, I'm going in my head. It's, possibly in the negative temperatures. It's at least right around that 6 degree.
Yeah.
It's a cold day. You're bundling up for this one.
We were breaking ice as we were getting in.
So we get into the spot, and after he told me that, previously we've had encounters with stuff where, a dude falls in the water, he's freezing. So we bring extra clothes.
Ironically, you talked about it the night before.
It was the night before because the weekend before that, one of us took a spill, and I think it was actually me. Stepped on a log and dipped my elbow down in the water. Thankfully, it was just that. But yeah, with it being an even colder day like that, it just comes to it. You need to have those things on your boat and be prepared for those situations. And he had it's probably one of the things that saved his life, honestly, that day was he carried around a log lighter with him. One of the ones that you can buy at, Menards, Walmart. You literally just strike it up with a lighter and that thing just goes. It's going to run for 10, 15 minutes by itself.
But it'll get you a fire going if you need one in a hurry.
So he says he falls in. I drop them off and I go, all right, dude, start a fire. Like, just get something going. So I run back and I go over there and grab a couple of those dudes to try and figure out what's going on. And I find him, and he's up in his spirits. It's only been a couple minutes since that. The boat's pretty quick, and he wasn't too far away from where we were at. And we get over there, finally puts their boat all the way back over there. And by the time, this dude's like teeth are just uncontrollably chattering, like he's getting ready to go into shock, hypothermia. He's not in a good spot right now. It's taking 2 people to load him into my boat. So I leave Dylan and Butters in the vehicle and grab the other 2. And I put them in my boat and just took off ripping. Well, he's sitting up on the front bow of the boat facing towards me, and all of a sudden he just slumps over in the boat. He just starts nodding off. Well, I see from the distance when we're coming around this corner, because it hops basically, it's in the backwaters, and it's pretty low water in there. Like, if you don't have a boat like mine, you're walking into that spot. So I come cruising into that top spot, and I just see this massive flame coming. It was probably like a 7 foot fire, 7 foot, 8 foot fire.
Yeah.
It was insane. We got him up there, got him up next to it. And then, he started kind of coming back to it, just complaining about being cold the whole time. Well, and he was even complaining about, he even told me in the scenario that we were in, he was like, take me back to the boat ramp.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I cut back across that main channel. It's even colder out there. That's a 10-minute boat ride back to the ramp. You're dead. You don't have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He never really took into it, like how severe it was.
And when you're in that position, I can't say I've ever gotten like to the hypothermic stage, but everything I've been told, read, you're not thinking the right way. Mm-hmm. So like this guy was fighting us the whole time, didn't want to get naked. He's like, his pride was too good for himself, but it's like, we don't care. I've showered with dudes. We've all played sports in high school, college, whatever. I don't care. Get naked, get next to that fire. We need to get you right off, And
seen a lot of things dangle in my day.
It's like
some were like light switches, some were like freaking a boa.
It's like a Dr. Seuss bug.
Yeah.
1 fish, 2 fish.
Red fish, blue fish.
We've all seen it.
One dick, 2 dick.
We're all dudes out here. We're not judging you. But that, for anybody out there that's listening, that wants a key into that, the first thing you do when you get when you're in a hypothermic stage, basically what it's doing to your body is it's making you feel like you're warmer than you actually are, but you're really not.
Yep.
You're freezing and you're basically in shock. So your body is just trying to take over and take care of itself like that, but it's not going to. So the best thing that you can possibly do is get really close with one of your buddies, and that's going to be a bond for the rest of your life because you're getting naked.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Your core temps are going to be your armpits, your head is a huge one, and your privates. And those are the spots, man. So keeping your socks on that are soaking wet, terrible for you. You will freeze to death, even just leaving that on with dry clothes. Underwear comes off, every single piece. He should have been naked sitting next to that fire. But
he fought us for a good hour to 2 hours.
Yeah, it was probably
would not
longer
get
than that.
naked. Finally, kind of somewhat sobered up, and he listened to us for once.
Oh yeah, you guys actually completely left that part out of him being drunk.
Yeah, so I show up to the boat ramp.
Unknowingly, obviously.
Yeah, I show up to the boat ramp, and these guys are all getting their boats loaded up. I'm grabbing all my decoys out, trying to throw them in Kyle's boat. He had just figured out that his throttle cable was freezing. I didn't really talk to this other kid. I don't know him that great anyways. I know him through Kyle. But so, I kind of got the vibe like he was very uppity. Like he was just very chattery. Whatever. Some guys are that way in the morning. I'm personally not. Like, I don't really want to talk to you until we get all the decoys set up and we sit down. But so finally I get him out of the boat with Kyle and we're taking him over to this fire and I smell something on him. Like, has this dude been drinking? Like you can smell it on him finally. And I talked with Kyle and he's like, yeah, he probably showed up at the boat ramp because he got there at like 11 o'clock the night before. So he tried sleeping out in his truck. He's probably drinking in his truck. We kind of have a thing between each other where there is no alcohol involved, especially when you're hunting and you got guns. It's a equation for disaster. Somebody's gonna get hurt. You're gonna hurt yourself. Whatever the case may be. So that really pissed me off once I did find that out. And I lost a lot of respect for the guy. I will say that. I don't personally want to hunt with him again until he kind of proves himself to where he can be a responsible hunter.
Also take the responsibility into it too, because I was not condoning it and I wasn't at that spot. I know where I am with my body and what I can do and what I can't do. And everybody's had those, burners the night before and you show up, but actively drinking while you're doing it or even being
to show up hungover in the morning is one thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
To show up after actively drinking
Yes.
while probably sitting in your truck like you were saying, that's a whole fucking different story.
Yeah.
I would never ever put myself or anybody, and I hope you guys, I know you guys wouldn't, in a situation like that. But anyways, I want to continue with this story. We're kind of getting off track a little bit. Mm-hmm. So he was next to the fire fighting you. What happened?
For a good hour, 2 hours. Finally, like I said, he sobered up. I found out, and we got him naked. He finally got naked. I had a set of clothes that fit me exactly what I was wearing, basically, but two. And Kyle had one for his size. So we're a little bit different in size. He's a little bit bigger than me. Well, this kid fit my clothing. So we got him naked, got him in that. Half an hour, 45 minutes later, he was fine. He finally was fine at that point because he dried up, he got warm. Our hunt kind of got busted in the morning because we had a 7-foot tall fire going, for quite a few hours. And he did actually bring 2 dogs with him too, and his dogs would only really listen to him. He had a 13-year-old black lab and then a 1.5-year-old lab, basically his first hunt. So we couldn't control these dogs. The guy basically ruined our hunt for us. So very upsetting.
It'd be very difficult to turn around in the future and even consider hunting with him again. For every single, basically he checked off every point for me as personally in that moment. There's maybe 1 or 2 check marks more that I could consider, which would be gun safety is my major one.
Yep.
So basically that's the only one he didn't check off on that list unless he did something stupid during the hunt.
No, I don't even think he picked up a gun that day.
No.
Because when he did finally come back to and he wanted to get back in the blind, he just basically...
we only shot 2 birds that day.
He basically laid in the blind the rest of the day. He was still recovering.
Absolutely. I'm sure he'd be.
It was a bad day. So...
Yeah, and even after...
we pulled that... That kind of... show into a little bit more of it. Like we put that, we always take our spinners and turn them down in the water so wings flapping on the water.
Yeah.
So it's making motion while you also have the spinning for it. That thing had probably like 4 or 5 inches of ice built up on it.
Yeah, I ruined my brand new Avian X's.
Oh, damn.
It was it was a cold day. Like I am convinced that if we would have been like a minute behind on that, like he was dead.
Yeah.
It sounds like from
100%.
him passing out was basically
His last couple little like, hey,
yeah,
you're still alive, but something needs to happen right now. Like, especially, I mean, you're ripping in a boat. You're going 30 mile an hour in a boat. What's that doing to the windshield for you? With the wind blowing?
Yeah, that's
you're cracking
wrecking
through it. And it's not like he was out there in any fancy clothes or anything.
Well,
Like,
I
he's
mean,
just using normal, basic sweatshirts and piling on socks and like.
If you think about it, I know we're all from Iowa. We've been in some cold situations.
Oh, yes.
You know, you could be in negative 20 degrees with no wind. It ain't that bad.
Not at all.
I can do it. Mm-hmm. I'm comfortable in that. Just bundle up a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe the few times that I ever wear gloves, maybe that'd be a situation. You're in negative 20 degrees with 20, 30 mile an hour wind. Ooh.
And you're wet.
Dude, that's a whole different story right there. I mean, that is, yeah. He was probably, I don't even want to say a crazy number, but in my head, if it was, let's just say it's 6 degrees, you're in 30, 35 mile an hour boat trying to get to safety. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're probably talking, what, negative 30s, negative 40s, maybe? You know, with the wind chill factor is what I'm getting at. Yep. So, yeah, that's an extremely dangerous situation.
I mean, what does it take? Minutes at that point? You could.
I mean,
it takes I think it takes 3 minutes to reach hypothermia.
Yep. Yeah. 3 to 5.
And then after the 3 to 5 minutes of hypothermia, what do you got? A couple minutes after that?
Basically, yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about that. I kind of have an idea of how it works, but
honestly, what might have kept him going too is the fact he had so much alcohol in him. His blood was so thin that it was just keeping it pumping for a little bit longer. But I don't think any of this would have happened
if he had been sober.
Exactly. Yeah.
So here's another key point for you: don't stop in your boat and have a piss break in the middle of the Mississippi. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe let's pull up to the bank and hop out and go to the bathroom. Then
we had a guy talk about that on here. It was the Maury Anderson episode. If anybody wants to go back and listen to it, it's a very good episode. A lot of information came out. He said that most boaters that are found with the boat just sitting there by itself and nobody else around, they always find the guy dead with his pants around his ankles.
Oh my God. Because
they're taking a piss.
I'm telling you, man, like a lot of times you see people and you talk to people, the Mississippi is not the place to be screwing around, man.
I grew up on it.
That river takes lives every year from people.
Killed my cousin right in the Maquoketa River. You guys know where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Couple 100 yards down from me. My cousin died right there in the Maquoketa River on a snowmobile. Yeah. So
it's not a
game. I've had a situation where it's come to that. Yeah. So yeah, for me, safety when you get out on that river, like I know I have put myself and other people that have voluntarily, yes, I want to get on the boat and go with you, in some pretty bad situations. You know, I've talked about the situation where I had ended up in the middle of the river. It was cold. It was like late November, early December. We had a super hard south wind. It was like 25 mile an hour normal wind with like 40 mile an hour gusts straight out of the south. Here I am just south of the dam in Bellevue trying to fight the waves in that little 1436. And I ended up, and the water was low last year, and I ended up hitting a wing dam. I'm going to kind of speed through this story because I've already told it multiple times. Hit a wing dam. Waves were licking into the side of my boat. Me and one other dude out there, and we're in the middle of the river.
Did you get stuck up on it?
I did. I was able to get off. I was able to get off because the waves pushed me off.
Ooh.
But I mean, I've heard stories where guys get hung up on them. Their boat turns sideways, and then it catches.
We were sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I came into it kind of at an angle, hit, and then I had to turn the boat around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then now we're heading south. We're heading into these freaking huge roller waves.
Right.
They're 3-4 foot tall waves. I mean, these are not little freaking waves.
No, and I'm in an 18-footer, and those are big waves for me.
Yeah. And I'm in a 1436 with one guy in the front and me in the back.
That's sketchy.
And we're going into the waves. I'm like, dude, I got to get turned around. I was like, where do you think I should turn around at? He's like, pretty much looks the same everywhere. Yeah. Right here's a good spot. So that's what we did. We ended up whipping around as fast and as safely as you possibly can in that situation. Yeah. And then I just cut the waves sideways. I didn't go with them. I just cut them. I didn't go straight across them. I didn't go, completely straight across like this on them. I went at an angle like that.
Yeah. And it should.
And I think that was the best situation. The best outcome for that situation. Not the best situation. That's the best outcome for that situation ever possible. We were both in our waders. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I have a bad habit of that. I do it all the time. And
I got a pretty strict rule on my boat. I mean, if it's like this time of year, the water's only, 60 degrees, even 55 degrees, 50, I'll even tell you.
Still a drowning hazard.
That's fine. You're not going to freeze right away. But as soon as you get to those days where you're facing, lows in the 20s, maybe highs in the 40s even. I mean, it's too often where I hear stories of guys going in, they get that shock that hits them right away. You can't get out of your waders fast enough. So in my boat, while we're running to the spot, I understand guys want to make as much room as possible on the boat. So that means wearing your waders, having guns tucked away, all the decoys and everything stacked up. But I would say throw the waders on top, throw the waders underneath, the gun rails, whatever it may be.
Sit on them if you have to.
Yeah, exactly, sit on them. Yep. I'm not saying you need to wear a life jacket, but it's not a bad idea too. But you go in that water and you can't get your waders off. Like some guys, they wear their waders pretty tight, like I do. So it take me a good probably 10, 15, maybe 30 seconds to get those waders off, and by then I'm already in shock.
And like you said the other day, seconds turn to minutes, minutes turn to hours, hours turn to days, days turn to never being seen again.
So I don't prefer guys. I mean, you do what you want, but I always voice my opinion pretty heavily. Don't wear the waders while I'm driving the boat. Once I pull up to the bank where where we're at and I can grab you quick enough if you fall in.
Have you guys ever fallen into seriously cold water before?
I have.
But, I mean, not even just in waders. I mean, without waders. So, I'm talking fully submerged in the cold.
I've done it in waders.
That feeling where it punches you in the chest and you're just like...
The first day that me and you hunted.
Yeah.
So same kid actually. He brought his dog. This was the year prior to when he fell in this last hunting season. His dog went to retrieve. I think we shot 3 birds, opening light.
Was that when we shot that band?
Yeah.
That was the next day.
The next day we shot that band.
Okay.
But so this dog goes out. He's going to retrieve the farthest bird. Well, he goes right through 2 jerk rigs. So he gets all tangled up in the jerk rig, and that kid didn't have waders on, so he couldn't go retrieve his dog. So I jumped up, I run out, I grab the dog, and I throw the dog back, and I go to take a step back to come back to the shoreline, and I go in. And I remember feeling it. I was trying to fall to my knees because that's what I've been taught, and you always hear fall to your knees.
Yep.
You let it go from there. But I stepped backwards and I just went straight to my back, and I couldn't fight it. I was trying to swim up. My waders were all filling up with water, and it was it was single digit days single degree days that day.
I think it was 4 degrees that day.
Yeah, and it was freaking.
It was a cold one, not a lot of wind.
Yeah,
not a lot of wind.
And I didn't have any backup clothes. Like I said, this was the year prior to where we kind of really had everything all squared away. And I remember getting completely naked, basically down to my boxers, and all the guys they're shedding their clothes, trying to give me anything they could give me just to keep me warm. So they definitely saved my ass.
That was the day that you melted his Sitka jacket.
I did, yeah. I still owe you for that.
$550.
Yep. I decided to stand up to take a piss, and I had one of those Mr. Buddy heaters right next to me. Wasn't really paying attention. My legs and everything were just completely numb. Set the jacket, I thought, on my chair, and I get done taking my piss, and I go to grab the jacket, put it back around my legs, and I'm like, what is that smell? I look down at his jacket, and there's a hole like this big. I shit you not, this big in his $550 jacket. I'm like, he's gonna kill me.
Gear's not important. It's about the person. I can always get more gear.
Yeah. So
I get a nice little discount on them. So
goddamn right.
Yeah.
God, where was I gonna go with that one? There was another story. Oh, speaking of the buddy heaters, if you guys did not know, and I know this is kind of a common sense thing, liquid propane gets pretty wicked, and it will shoot some pretty big flames.
Oh yeah.
So we went last year, a buddy of mine and I, and we're busting through like maybe a quarter inch of ice the whole way back to this hole. And literally the weekend before this, I murdered the ducks out of there. I mean, I just completely obliterated them. No ice.
Yep.
This day, it must have got cold that week. Ice. So he took the buddy heaters, because I remember that day before, or that weekend before that, I was cold, but it wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. And I didn't take my stand. And I know some people have heard this story too. I'm sure you guys have. But I didn't take the stand, so I just laid it on its side. I'm like, it'll be all right.
Yep.
And we're sitting there in the blind, and I had the top cover. I basically have like an A-frame on my boat.
Yep.
And I had the top on it. And we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden he goes, oh, he's like, boat's on fire. I look over, and there's flames like this tall next to me. I was like, whoa! I was like, my boat's on fire. I flipped the top back. We had ducks working in front of us. We had a pack of 8 mallards in front of us, dumping in.
Shoot the birds.
Yeah.
Fire.
No, I flipped the top open and I grabbed that. For some reason, my reaction was to take it and unscrew it.
Oh my God.
Well, because I figured if I got the igniting source, or the fuel source away from the fire, I knew that there was going to be an initial burst of flames, but I was like, okay, I get this away. I don't have to lose both items. And my buddy's like, you better throw that now. He's like, it's going to explode. I'm like, all right. And I don't think it was going to explode, but I threw it, landed in the water, and we watched it bubble for a little while. I'm like, well, that sucks. We ended the hunt.
There's $80 down the drain.
We ended the hunt, and I ended up going out and getting it. It still works.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
See. Yeah, no, I mean, even going back into that with the falling in, we did one I grew up on the Fox River in Illinois, like in Yorkville, Illinois, and we shot one solo goose, sailed it, and on that river, I mean, she moves, and that's a very shallow, deep, shallow. And I mean, there's sometimes where you're walking across that thing on your tiptoes, and you start at this point, and you end up 80 yards down this way with the drift of how much it pushed you of just walking. So you walk across that thing at angles. Well, we're on the blind, and we're all basically just arguing about who's going to go grab this goose. I mean, it's cold as heck. I mean, nobody wants to go out there and grab it and chase a bird down that's crippled. So finally, after 30 seconds of arguing, this bird just keeps going down, and I'll go get it. So I start going out there, and I'm trying to race after this bird, and I just kicked this huge boulder, just went face first into the water. To my shoulders, water covered in this thing. I just got across that bank, ripped my waders off, and I sprinted up to my truck, threw the goose on the bank, drove home, and it was another one of those it could have been a very stupid mistake that I made by trying to hop in and drive or not just call an ambulance or something, but I felt capable in that moment. Get in my truck, the faster I'm driving, the faster this thing's going to warm up, the quicker I can get home.
That's probably not a recommended thing to do, by the way, to all of our listeners.
I was young, dumb, so take the advice that's given and just maybe use it as a lesson to be learned that you don't have to learn yourself.
Isn't it funny how when you're a kid, you get all this advice given to you by all these guys that actually have the wisdom and have been through it, and you're like, that'll never happen to me. I'll be fine. I'll be whatever. You guys are just idiots. Yeah, no. You make stupid decisions too. You have shit that happens. Yeah. You kick a log, you kick a stone, you kick anything. You make the wrong step, you're falling in.
Oh yeah, I mean, most of this water that you're hunting, you're not able to see the bottom, so you have no clue. You could step into a muskrat hole and you go straight up to your nipples right away. Exactly. I've seen guys do it. It's very unforeseen. You got to play with the cards that you're dealt, and you also got to be as cautious as possible. That's end all be all. I mean,
all right, I think we can get away from being everybody's daddies right now and just giving them the wisdom, because that was great information, and I love that, because safety is number one when you're out there, and I hope everybody takes what we said into consideration, especially the extra clothing. I like that.
Yeah.
And most people have common sense not to drink. Okay.
Yep. You'd think.
You would think. Well, as I'm drinking a beer. But that's I'm not going to shoot nothing.
No, we're not tonight.
So, you have a gator tail. You have a mud buddy. I'm not trying to catch a sponsorship or anything by him, but if gator tail wants to hook me up, I would like to get a combination boat and
you don't want one of those slow motors.
Well, that's the thing.
Let me talk about this real quick, because I got a guy from Southern Mud Hunts, and so right now my boat's down in Bluegrass, Iowa. It's a brand new dealership that just popped up, I think 18 months ago or something like that.
This sounds sketchy already.
Well, and he's been around the boys.
Well, it's a gator tail, so
he's been around the boys in the block for quite a while. He told me, so I have a 1650 or 1656, and I believe you have an 1856.
1854.
54. Okay. So I asked him, like, you know, why can't my boat keep up with his boat? Because he does fly past me in the open channel. Now, when we get to the back cuts, I'm leaving his ass behind for sure.
Different boats.
Yeah, different boats. You know, mine's not a true mud boat. It's a timber boat. His is a true flat bottom boat. So I just asked him a couple questions. You know, why does my boat not reach?
I'll be right back.
Yep, you're good.
Keep going.
Yep. Why does my boat not reach that top speed? You know, I'm not able to hit that mid 30s to high 30s like you can. And he's like, well, think about it this way. So you throw a 2x4 in the water. Okay, can you go jump on that 2x4 and float? It's like, well, no, nobody can, right? He said, okay, now take a 4x8 sheet of plywood. You throw that on the water. You're going to float on that? For the most part, yes. So he's like, take that concept and now put a motor on the back. He's like, your buddy with the bigger boat is dispersing the weight properly, and he's able to fly on that higher level plane. Then I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And then he's not to mention, you know, you got a timber style boat. You don't have a true mud flat boat. And I'm like, okay, that also makes sense. So right now I'm going to run this Reaper. I run a Reaper boat right now. And I'm going to run it this season, and then I think I'm going to end up selling it, and we're going to do a brand new build next year. So I'm going to go with the Gator Tail as well. Going to get a new motor, keep the 40XE that I have, but get the brand new one. And he's going to do the whole build for me. All set and done, we're hoping to be right around that 37 to 40K mark. So
it's a lot. But,
it is.
But it's worth it if you're going to be running this boat for basically the rest of I would say 10 years, 15 years. I mean, at least.
Easily. Yeah.
You know, if it's something you purpose-built and customized, you know, you're going to want to run it for a long
Well,
time.
we might be throwing a little bit extra on the back end with the
Make it a
motor.
little juicy.
We might throw a Turbski on there. So
Hell yeah.
we'll see how that Mud Buddy holds up then.
Let that warranty run out first.
You know, I was going to get at the props, because you run a 3-blade.
Yep.
You run a 2-blade.
Yep, I got a Marine Corp on the back of mine, yep.
So and I run a 2-blade as well, but I've got a baby surface drive, not a 40 horse. I got a 13 horse. And I'm on a baby boat, like we've already discussed, basically the size of this bar. That thing rips, though. That thing rips.
does rip.
That thing moves.
I love that little
It was
boat.
also, let's talk about this. We were stuck in the water, not moving with our $30,000 boats, and he comes flying by, and I don't know how much you paid for that thing, but
$0.
yeah, a free boat.
Yeah, it was literally a free boat. The motor was like $2,000.
And he was moving around, and our stuff was stuck. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It's true. I mean, that boat is so much lighter, and you can position it a lot easier, I think, than we really can with our boats.
Well, when you guys got stuck, you were ripping.
oh yeah,
And then
I was stuck.
So I'm like going along, and I'm like, he stopped, and I let off the throttle, and my boat just kept sailing. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm gonna hit you. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to do this. And I never actually hit him. We're probably like, I don't know, 30 feet away from each other. But I was coming in hot.
You feel like you are.
Yeah.
They don't feel like they're gonna slow down as much as they do.
So I will say, I was able to back up and get out of it.
Well,
Gator Tail
He did,
has this
he
thing
did.
called reverse. Mud Buddy does not. So I'll throw that out there.
I'll give them that. That is a very big con to a Mud Buddy. The reverse on those things, you're better off just getting out of the boat and spinning around.
Yeah.
She don't like it.
Yeah.
Not at all. His will just go straight backwards.
Yeah.
It'll get them out of stuff. Mud Buddy, they need to step up their game there. But
So
love the motor though.
But it was funny because you're ripping along, you stop. So I'm like, oh, we're stopping here. This must be what we're hunting in my mind.
Yep.
Because you guys got there way before me. You know, you're going 30 miles an hour. I'm doing 15.
Yep.
And so you get there way before me. So I just thought we were hunting there. So you stopped. So I stopped. And then I'm sitting, I get out of the boat, and it was this deep.
Yeah. Yep.
On straight sand and rock.
Yep.
I'm like, well, this ain't very good. And so they start, a bunch of guys, I'm like, oh, I can get my own boat out. Like, this is nothing for me. You back up out of it. They had, 4 or 5 guys in your boat? And Isaiah's like, well, I'll come and help you since you're alone. I'm like, oh, I don't need it. I'm like, I'm good. And he walks over, he grabs a boat. He goes, oh, you really don't need it. He stayed with me, though. I'm pretty sure he got tired of pushing the boat for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so then, you go ripping by, and I'm like, well, screw it. I was like, I'm going to hop in my boat and see if I can make it, too. And I ended up driving over there with you. And
Yep. We're sitting there for what, maybe 5-10 minutes. Finally, these guys come walking up.
It was quite a while.
I'll be there in 20. She's just not a light boat, but that's why I went with that. It's such a heavy boat, but you can punch that thing, hit it with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
You're not going to do anything to that boat,
but
it's going to last.
I want to get to where I was getting at, though, with the prop, because I actually had screenshotted this, and I would show you, but I can't. I think I tried to send it to you earlier, and I just forgot about it. So, 3-blade versus 2-blade, what's better and why? What do you guys think?
So everything that I've ever read, 3 blades are better in deeper water, more channel-like water. 2 blades are supposed to be, I guess, better to push you through like the mud, the sand. But the only problem I've come into is when you're in sand versus mud, that 2 blade just gets shredded. So back when I was down at the dealership this past Friday, I'm like, does the prop look fine to you? And so he got a tape measure out. He's like, yeah, no, you're at like 11 3/4. Now these props are supposed to be somewhere between 12 1/8 to 12 1/4, I believe. Maybe 12 3/4. I forget exactly.
I think it's 12 1/4.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, no, you have basically taken off all the cupping on this. And that's also part of the reason why I'm not reaching that top speed that I should be. So that's a $500 bill right there to get a brand new blade.
I wonder if that's why my boat has been acting so weird. Because I took it up to Makoka the last 2 days. Excuse me. I took it up to Makoka the last couple days, and it has just been dog. Like 13 mile an hour max by myself. And I can usually get, on that stretch of the river, I can usually get like 19, 20 miles an hour.
Yep.
It probably is. They play into it a lot more. I mean, I learned my lesson that first year after talking to a dude at one of the dealers that he basically said that as long as if you're putting your prop down into sand, it's basically like just putting sandpaper to it. It's going to be gone. So the amount of times that you get stuck in certain stuff and then you think it's a mud bottom and then you start kicking stuff up and you get on the bottom, you reach down there and feel what it is. It's sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem in our area.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
a lot of hard bottom stuff.
And that's kind of one thing we did talk about the other day. We were talking about, you watch these videos, I think it was actually you that said it, of the guys in those mud buddies or whatever. I didn't even care what they're using. They use pro drives, and they're like, oh, look how good this thing backs up. Yeah, dude, you're driving through mud soup. Like, it is just straight mud. You're not driving through sand. You don't have rocks. You don't have all this limestone that's been breaking down for hundreds of thousands of years, whatever it's been. I don't know. I'm not a
dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist. So it's been breaking down for years, depositing it into the river right where we live.
Yep.
So I think that's one major flaw for our area with the mud motors.
Yep.
I think you do get a misconception
that it can just go through whatever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah.
It really won't. To the difference of an outboard to a surface drive.
Yeah.
That's why we had so much success this last year.
Like what we're doing with the mud motors in our area, you do need a motor like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not, like what we were in when we hunted, 2 weeks ago or last weekend?
I mean, same spot, isn't it?
Yeah, same spot.
Yeah.
That, you take an outboard through that, dude, that thing's going to blow up.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to suck all them weeds in. You're going to hit all that sand.
That's why that ditch is like that, that I was finding. That's how I got on plane. That was because a week before that, we had gone in there. And I had seen a bass boat in there. And he probably got stuck in there. And that's why that was so deep, cut through there. And that's why I was trying to get him to hop in it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have enough, there's not enough water in there for me to get on plane. Mm-hmm. It's either you're just putzing through that, just chewing up your prop. Well, I looked down and I saw this little beaver run in the water. And I stuck my foot down in it and it went down past my knee. I'm like, that's enough water. And I just stayed in that little thing and you could just see where the dude was zigzagging through it. Because it's enough to push and move stuff around through that. Like you'll move a little bit. It's the problem they have with, you have so much down in the water grabbing vegetation and all of this, whereas it's really just our props with a little bit of metal hitting things, keeping it up.
Did you see how fast my boat went on the plane when I was by myself?
Oh yeah.
Like you guys see me leave, and I was like, I could probably motor this thing out, but I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna get to this spot where I know it's deep, not gonna mess up my boat prop for no reason. I'm like, it's not like there's birds flying right now anyways. So I walked it out, jumped in, and I mean it was like that, and I was up on
watching
plane.
you, and it it's like, holy cow, that thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
She gets
boat
up and
right there.
scoots.
Yeah, I like that. I love that boat. I'll never get rid of it.
Oh, no, I wouldn't either.
I've considered it. I'm like, maybe I could sell it and sell my other boat once I get it built and buy some nice gator tail or reaper, or probably not a Prodigy. Those are a little expensive for me.
Yeah, you can find some nice used ones. I bought mine used.
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah. They are. It's not a cheap boat, especially when I was getting quoted. That's why I switched up and went a little bit more into the used market on it. And I found one with 18 hours on it.
It scares me to get into.
Price off of it.
It scares me to get into used surface drives and used boats after I know what I do to mine, and
100%.
I would agree.
250 hours on them, and you're like,
I think I bought
a rod or a piston.
Mine had about 40-ish hours on it, I think. 2024, and I thought I noticed a couple things here and there going weird with it. So I had a gentleman jump in my boat this past weekend, 2 weekends ago, and he runs a gator tail, and he's like, no, it's fine. He's like, that's just common stuff going on. But like I said, I just took it down there to Southern Mud Hunts, and I think that's how you say it. I might be murdering their name. Sorry if I am. And I said, just go through this whole motor. Make sure everything's good on it, because I don't want to get, a week or 2 weeks into the main shooting time of the season and this motor blows up on me. I mean, it's only got 60 hours on it. I think I put about 20, maybe 30 hours on this motor. So it's like, I really don't want to be out the whole season.
Right.
So we'll see.
I'm actually even considering buying a new prop. Speaking of, preventative maintenance, I'm almost thinking about buying a brand new prop, maybe going a size bigger or a size smaller to see what it does, but buying it to run on the river and then just take that prop that's all fucked up and just use that for the Makokura rather than beating the shit out of my other prop.
Yeah, so I keep a spare. I keep my spare on, and it's a used one. The one that I chewed up that last year, I took it back to a metal shop where he welded a bunch back onto it and then recupped the blade on it as a big blade. So I just threw that one in my box and one of my dry boxes, and I just leave it on there. If I ever
if you need to
throw an ear off of the prop, I can pull that one off, put that one back on, at least let myself back to the ramp.
That's another thing, to go back to the whole safety deal. Tools.
Always keep.
I've got 2 toolboxes in my boat at all times.
Yep. You want to talk about somebody that keeps some stuff on his boat, though? It's Isaiah. That kid he could rebuild that whole motor basically back out there in the water. I'm not joking. You have a conversation with him, he's got everything. He knows everything that goes wrong with him.
That dude's cool.
Yeah.
I like him.
That dude has a lot of experience. That's why I like to shut up around and just listen to him.
He's been duck hunting for what he said,
18 years.
18 years,
Since he was 8.
Yeah.
8 or 7, something like that.
Yep.
Damn, now you're really putting the age on him, boys.
He's only a year older.
Yeah, right. But anyways, we keep getting off the subject of these props, though. So you're thinking 2-blade is better for
shallow water.
For shallow, you're thinking 3-blade's better for the deep.
I believe so. It definitely. I mean, I ran a big blade for the first one, and you definitely get better speeds in shallower water with it. But I don't really notice too much getting on to like the main channel where there's that much of a difference. And then I think I would say you get a better hole shot out of it trying to get back up on
with the
3-blade versus the 3-blade.
Oh, you get a better hole shot with a big blade.
Yeah, that's what I in my experience that I've had.
You thinking just because you're pushing that much more water with those 2 huge, I mean, they're what, yay big, probably each side?
Yeah.
Rather than your 3-blade that's what, I don't know.
Because is it 12 1/4 off the center of the nut, or is it 12 1/4 in total?
I think it's 12 1/4
tip
total.
to tip, yeah.
Tip to tip.
Yeah.
Please no more tip to tip. But yeah, I don't know.
The whole.
I was thinking about maybe looking into a 3-blade for my boat. Even though it's a little guy, I would want something. I know that the size of the motor that's on it is almost too small. It's like towing that line of too small, because I'm a big boy and most people I hunt with are big boys. And you get 2 big boys on that boat and it's just like it just kind of dogs out.
Yep.
Shit doesn't want to move.
Yeah, and we had that experience this weekend.
Yep, 100% even with my boat.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had that experience in your boat. Dude, you get it.
Not want to get on plane, especially you come out of that shallow. You come out of the shallow, you're on plane, stay on plane. You come off plane, have fun getting back to that spot.
Well, that's when you called me.
It's the weight.
Like, hey, you got to turn back around.
And take
some of this weight. I'm
you think about it.
I'm all the way back in here already. You know, it's a pain.
It's a 4-person boat. Then you start adding all your gear in. You know, I carry 2 shotguns. Some other guys carry 2. Then you got everybody's shells. I'm carrying 4 boxes of shells in there. All your decoys.
Blind bags.
And you start hitting the weight, and it's like, well, that's how many people you can have in there, or that weight. Well, you're not really thinking about the weight. You know, if you got a 250 guy, another 200 guy, and they throw a third person in there, so we have 4 people on our boat plus a dog, you're already over that weight just with the dudes. Mm-hmm. And now you got all your hunting gear in there, so it's like, no wonder the boat doesn't want to push.
Yeah.
It's not meant to do that.
I think I noticed, especially with my small boat, it's a 3-person boat. Mm-hmm. I've had 3 people, like 3 big dudes in there, me and 2 other big boys. Ain't no fucking way I would ever go out onto the channel with that thing.
Yeah.
Dude, you couldn't pay me, because I'm 100% sure it will sink.
The water are you sitting with that? Yeah.
like
that'll rattle your bones a little bit.
I told those guys, I'm like, whatever position you are in right now, like, you need to stay in that position. Yes. Like hold the sides and don't move. Yeah. Hold each other and don't
Try and
move.
hold your breath while you're at it.
Yes, yeah, literally.
Think light.
I was like 2 inches out of the water with the middle of the boat, and like that's supposed to be like this far out of the water.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, in my opinion, even if your boat, so my big boat that I'm not going to have it ready this year. Really sad about that. But next year,
takes time.
Next year, that'll be a ripper.
There you go.
Because I'm going to custom build everything myself. But it's a 6-person boat.
Oh, okay.
I think my idea is I'm going to run only 4 people. Mm-hmm. 2 less people, more gear.
Yep.
That's my thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
what motor are you going to put on?
I got a 70 horse Johnson. A 1991 or 1992 70 horse Johnson. It had the VRO on it, but they took that off, and so I'm still gonna have to mix my fuel. I'm trying to consider where I want to put my console. Do I want it, because it's a console? I'm kind of sad about that.
Do a center console.
Huh?
Make it a center console.
But that takes up so much room. That's my only problem. It is cool as hell.
Honestly, they're safer too. Compared to a tiller, like I've heard stories of guys get thrown out of their boats with a tiller.
Oh, because they hit something in it.
Yeah. I'll say, buddy, here I got a pretty good video I can show you after the podcast here. But he about got thrown out of the boat. Thankfully, he was wearing his kill switch, so I mean that killed the motor right then and there. But
it was also on a mud flat, so it wouldn't have hurt me. Drowned me.
But if, let's say, that boat skips over top of you or something, you know,
or you hit a log,
right,
and you're face down in the water.
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely safer to go with the center console versus a tiller. But
well, I thought about doing a center console, but the problem is it's got such a long. Everything is so long, and I found when I first built the boat and I put the console on there, you know, just to try to get it out this season, found out there was like a fucking 14-inch crack in it. Yeah, that was a bad find. I was kind of upset about that.
I think you found that outside of the water, though.
No, I found it out in the water.
Oh,
yeah. I was like, I got the boat ready. I'm like, this is my chance. Like, it's a couple weeks before season. Hey, Lillian, let's go for a boat ride. Mm-hmm. I'm running, had some water in there, and I'm like, okay, this is just coming in from the back where the motor bolts on, because I'm like, I must not have siliconed it correctly or something stupid like that. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm running right now, and there's no water where the bolts go through. Why is all this water still coming in? Come to find out, if you go up to the front of the boat, I'm like force feeding this water into this crack.
Oh no.
Dude, it was a lot of water. Yeah. And I'm a long ways from the boat ramp. And I turned that bilge pump on, and I did not shut it off the entire way back.
Well, good thing you had one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy I had one. But yeah, I got that thing going I think 35 was my max speed. And it had original floor that was like slanted, which I'm getting rid of, and then flat, I'm going flat, and I'm gonna have a false storage area underneath that I am gonna turn into a storage area. I'm gonna cut so like there's, I don't even know how to explain it. There's 7 ribs that go across, and I'm gonna take these ribs. There's these 1/8 inch, probably 1 inch by 2 inch like slats of aluminum that I'm going to put across, and then I'm going to put doors in. I'm going to cut the floor out, put hinges on it, put whatever decking material I want down, and then have storage areas underneath the boat with little areas like little plastic totes and stuff in there. Nice. I got a lot of work I need to do, so that's why I'm probably not going to have it ready this season whatsoever.
It's also hard to do that when you're hunting on the weekends.
Well, and you're working a full-time job. Just like I mean, it's
So just save it as a summer project.
I'm probably going to do it this winter when I'm laid off.
Yeah.
Okay. Get into the rhythm and crank the heat up in the shop and just get after it. Yeah. But either way, so I'm just struggling to where I want to put this console, because I don't want to take away from the hunting room if I ever want to put a blind on it and hunt out of the boat. Not really a big fan of doing that.
No, me neither.
I don't like blinds. Stand on them trees.
I've had it work.
Yeah. I mean, we've done it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we've definitely done it, but it's just, I like the free range of when you can get on a bank and it's like you kind of step back. Okay, well, I want to position myself over here, or I don't have to be 3 foot next to the guy shooting. Right.
Your hide looks better. You're not putting this massive 18-foot boat, and then half the time you see them, they're not even blending in with the type of material, like the wood behind it. The grass that's behind it. It's just brown, green, and it's like you're not hidden.
Yeah, and most of those guys
sitting out there in the water.
And most of those guys,
it doesn't work.
Most of those guys, it does work. Most of those guys don't even take the natural grass around them to hide it either.
No, they got like the J2 Outdoors where it's like a yellow brown grass, and they're hunting in an early teal season where everything's green.
Like that guy that we seen on the boat ramp.
I don't know. I like the concept. It's convenient. It works. It's nice, but if you got the ability to get out on the bank and set up panel blinds, layouts, whatever the case may be, whatever you can hunt out of, I would much rather do that.
Yeah,
or just stand on a tree and don't move.
Yeah,
get literally the best camouflage is not moving.
Yep,
100%.
Quit looking at those birds. Keep your heads down.
Yeah, well, we were hunting with Alan was sitting next to me and Dylan was over here, and every time birds would come, they were like, yes, exactly. I'm like,
I got it in my GoPro footage of you just saying, keep your head down, keep your head down.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear it?
Oh, yeah. These kids are new to it. They want to see the birds work. I get it. Yeah. I've been at that stage before in my life too, but it's like, if you're not calling or if you're not actually getting the birds into the hole, just worry about where your gun's at, keep your head down, and when we tell you to shoot them or cut them, whatever, okay, now you pick that head up, you find those birds.
Alan told me, we got done shooting, I don't know, it was a pretty good volley, and we get done shooting, I sit down, I'm reloading, ducks are getting retrieved by Isaiah's dog, Jet, and he goes, dude, he's like, how are you guys so fast? What do you mean? He's like, dude, he's like, you're like, cut them, and he goes, you're already up out of the blind shooting these ducks are falling out of the sky before I'm even standing.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'm like, a lot of experience, I guess.
Yeah. No, it is. It really is.
I mean, but I feel like I'm taking my time.
Oh, yeah.
Same here.
Like, seriously, I feel like I'm just standing up, pointing, shooting.
Well, like you said, when I shot that Drake Mallard 2 weekends ago, you're like, wow, you took like 5-10 seconds, and it's like, because I want that good shot. Like that's just how I am. I could care less about dumping my gun. I'd rather it to be one and done type deal, and I know exactly what I'm shooting. Because I mean, in that pack, I did see a hen in there. It's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna discriminate. I'll shoot a hen too. But
was that when you were out in the water?
Yeah, I was standing out in the water, and then you guys were all looking at me. It's like, I only got one out of the 3 birds, but I only shot one time too.
Yeah.
So I would much rather have that scenario than just dump my gun real quick and, well, no, I didn't get anything.
Slow is smooth.
Yep.
Smooth is fast.
Yep.
Just take your time with it.
I mean, there is definitely a point where, you're going way too slow.
Yeah.
I actually have a bad habit. Yeah, I have a bad habit of that where I'll pick up and everybody was shooting around me, and I'm like, okay, your guns are empty. It's my turn.
Yep.
And now the birds are like 50 yards, and I'm like, that probably got a little too far out there.
Right.
I mean, I've dumped them like that, but still, it's you guys didn't experience that with me this go around the last weekend that we hunted together. I was a little quicker on the trigger because I was excited.
Yeah,
it's the first.
It was opener. I mean, opener of Northern Zone. So yeah, I get it.
But after that, I get to the point where, okay, the newer guys shoot. Okay, now it's my turn. And I told Alan and Dylan, I'm like, yeah, you guys shoot first. Well, I was giving them their chances, and I'm like, okay, you guys are just fucking missing everything. I'm gonna start shooting now. Like,
that's the way you play with grown men. You take children, I'll let that kid dump his gun. you're a grown man. I'm going to let you have one shot. And we're getting the same opportunity after that.
Yeah.
You can have first licks at the first birds that come in.
So we
each volley if you want.
We discussed
you
that.
you get that first shot.
Yeah.
It's all you. But after that, it's free game.
And then, then you get into guys like it's us three. If us three are hunting together,
it's a race.
No offense, you ain't getting. I'm gonna shoot as fast. I'm gonna get up and make my shots. But then, like I was saying, later on in the season, that's when I'm gonna start taking my time. You guys are gonna be dialed in, killing your birds. There's probably gonna be more birds in the air, anyways. Yep. So okay, that one got shot that I was gonna shoot. Let's just go to this one over here.
Yep.
I'll make those transitions as the year goes on.
Yeah.
And I like that I do that. And I just told my buddy today, he was looking at my rounds. He's like, man, these are cheap. I'm like, yeah, I go to the more expensive ones later as it goes.
Smart logic, honestly.
Yeah.
You're usually shooting at birds that are a little bit closer, they're less wary this time of year. It's easier to fool them. You're shooting a lot of yearling birds too.
I'm knocking my rust off.
Yep.
Water swatting a lot.
Yeah. Samples missed a bad water swat today.
I am not against water swatting.
Oh, dude, I'll fuck a water swat up. I don't care.
I think it's almost
shot. And I did my job. I finished those birds their feet down.
I've heard a lot of guys say it's harder to water swat a bird than shooting a bird in flight. Now, I definitely disagree with that personally, but I have seen it firsthand. I've seen brand new
Wings
hunters.
are shields.
I've seen brand new hunters come out, and it's like that bird sitting, 15, 20 yards right in the spread, and they're shooting either over top of them, they're shooting to the right of them, just shy of them, but then they get a 3-pack to come in and they pull the trigger and 2 dump. It's like, well, what the, it's kind of crazy to me, but I guess
it can be hard to shoot them on the water. I mean, you got to think about that. Their wings are tucked.
That's feathers,
a lot of their vitals.
Their feathers are all closed. They're not
watertight,
flying with their chest at you.
Yep.
Their chest is down in the water. There's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
A
lot more is exposed when they're in flight.
Dude, I couldn't tell you how many teal tanks I've had in my life. Dude, you unload a gun on a teal, and your buddy unloads on the same teal, and it's just like, what the? How?
Yep.
Especially when they're sitting on the water at that distance
and it's facing away from you.
It's a hard shot. I mean, you're looking for a headshot at that point, or hoping that you clip a wing. But we're all looking for an ethical shot, not winging birds. So, I mean, but if they're within 20 yards of you, I mean, that's a no-brainer for anybody that's experienced in waterfowl. I mean, you're dumping that.
That's the funny thing is Samples is very experienced in waterfowl hunting. He's been doing it a long time. And we're sitting there and I'm halfway through a juice box and I see this duck come in and land. I'm like, Samples has got it. It's like 10 feet in front of us. Boom, boom, shoot it. I'm like, I thought you did. He goes, no, it's flying down the channel. So I turn over and I see it land. It was a long ways out. I was like, man, boom, didn't even fly. I was so far away. It didn't work. It just got up and flew away like 10 seconds after I shot at it. I was just taking my chance, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't even have taken that shot. But he's like, I don't even know what happened. He's like, I just shot shy of it both times, and he didn't shoot it again because it would have been like literally right over top of my head. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was.
What are you shooting? What kind of ammo do you shoot?
Well, I like the Kent 2.0s. Mm-hmm. They're not a real expensive round, but they're a good mid-range.
Mm-hmm. Great mid-range.
Great, yeah.
What shot size are you using?
Depends what we're shooting at. This time of year, usually about 4.
Yep.
Maybe a 2. I tried a 2-4 mix this year for the first time.
How'd you like it?
I didn't really see much of a difference, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think I didn't see the difference because we weren't shooting full big birds, full plumed out with, the fat on them and everything. I think that's where I'll see the difference with the 2-4 mix.
Yep.
So right now I'm shooting a 4. Shooting a 4 shot, right around that, what is it, like 14 or 1500 velocity range.
Oh, yeah, feet per second.
I think it's like 1450, something like that.
Yeah.
It's right in that area.
That's right about where I'm at, that Kent 2.0 4 shot. I think it's a solid round. I really do. Yep. As the season will progress, then I'll switch to 2s. When there's only green wings and a bunch of big ducks around.
Yep.
2s do some damage to green wings. Mm-hmm. But I'd rather have too big of a shot for the green wing and have what I need for the mallards and the gadwalls and the black ducks and the big boy migrators.
Yep.
And if a goose comes in, it's going to get got with a 2-shot.
Oh, yeah.
It'll do it.
Is that right about where you guys are at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year I shot just 4-shot. I shot boss. I loved it. Thought it was great. This year I've actually switched over to migras. I'm trying their 2-4 stack load, and I'm liking it. I mean, I have nothing to complain about yet. I do have a box of 2-3s as well for later season that I might throw in there, but I think for right now the 2-4 stack load is killing them for me, so I'm not having any issues.
Especially for the comparison from bismuth and steel mix,
right?
At least because yours just bismuth.
Mine was tungsten and bismuth with Boss. It was great shot all year round. I didn't get out there super late last year because I had my daughter, so I kind of cut off right around that mid-November range, so I didn't get to see those late migrators. But like this year, I still have quite a few Boss rounds left. I'm gonna take that out and I'm gonna compare it next to the 2-4 stack load from Migra and just see which one I like for the
so far
season.
for the Migra though, it's getting all the boxes are being checked, especially on the price points to it.
Oh yeah, way cheaper than Boss.
Not too expensive, but it's still up there. Whereas the Boss was a box was like $44, $45.
Is that for straight bismuth?
That was business and
Tungsten.
I believe tungsten.
So it's a little bit of a
War
cheap.
Chief.
It's not a
3.5.
It's not a
It's not even comparison.
top dollar bismuth round where they're like $60 a box.
Yeah,
I'd have to do my math.
It's still that higher dollar.
We did the case.
See, I buy a
just
case
bought
at a time, and I also bought it directly through Boss down at Squad Fest. Dive Bombs thing they host.
So you're getting a bunch of discounts.
Got a little bit of discount down there. I think
10% off. Yeah, it was 10%.
I paid
for veterans. It was 10%, and I think my box was like right around like $400 for the case.
Yeah, I think I paid right around $450 for mine.
Whereas what did you pay for your?
For the case of Migra, I paid $315, $330 with shipping. So it got shipped right to my front door.
That ain't terrible.
No,
I'm liking that stuff, dude. I was crushing birds.
So
I had a couple that just,
my question is, do you think there is an advantage from going to just a straight steel shot? Let's say you're shooting probably a 2, and then with a straight bismuth shot, you can shoot probably like a 4 and probably have about the same kinetic energy. Let's just try to compare it that way. Do you think the price difference is worth the change, or do you think that if you're willing to pay the price and you like that ammo and you're doing good with it, shoot it? Or what do you guys think on that?
You know what? I really don't think it was worth it, especially on the price point, because everybody goes into it. It's like, you buy this and then it, tungsten and bismuth shoots to this far. I think everybody needs to kind of get out of that mindset of shooting 60 yards at birds. I will say though, there were a couple birds where on volleys we would have, we would dump 2 out of them, the flocks getting out of the hole and make a hell of a shot at 60 yards and just stone one. Mm-hmm. But I see people do it with steel. You see people do it all the time. I mean, so it's like, to me, to the price point, I'd rather just stick up with the steel, getting your birds 30, 40 yards away from you and take a look inside.
And the other part of that is, do you think you're doing more wear and tear in your barrel itself with tungsten and bismuth?
I don't know.
I guess I
haven't
thought about that.
I haven't really paid attention to it like that.
I kind of, tungsten is way harder than steel.
Right, it's way denser.
Bismuth, is it harder than steel?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that the hype behind all of it is that it's a lot more dense. So
because it gives
that kinetic
It's supposed
energy
to mimic
transfers,
lead,
and
is what they say. It hits just like what lead used
basically
to.
it's making your wound channel better. You have a better chance of hitting the vitals in a better spot.
Better deforming on the bismuth too. So maybe bismuth is heavier and more like kind of like lead. Lead's heavy and it deforms a lot. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's kind of the thing with bismuth. It's heavy, it deforms a lot. Maybe that's where the advantage is. But then you go to that tungsten. Dude, tungsten don't deform. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have to have a special machine to even make anything tungsten.
Well, and like what I noticed the first day out for even like teal season, the way I was leading the birds at first, because I got, through a whole year of just shooting bismuth and tungsten, I did not have to lead the birds nearly as far with migras. And it was weird to me because I'm like, why am I missing? And I started holding my shot back just a little bit on them, and okay, now I'm folding birds again. So I kind of say that steel's flying faster for me. It's weird.
There's also speed difference on that stuff too, though. The stuff that we were shooting was 1550 feet per second, and the stuff that you're shooting now is 1350.
Yeah.
So the trajectory on that's going to be a little bit different, but I've never paid attention to like the speeds of shooting at this point to this point with steel versus bismuth, and I've never really thought about it like that, but there's probably something different into it that goes along with it.
Yeah,
it's a different round.
And I just get at that price point because, you know, you guys know I'm a cheap son of a bitch.
It hurts the pocketbook.
It does.
It doesn't feel good, especially when you get one of those barn burner hunts and you look down and you go, oh, that was a box.
That's $60 right there.
I missed a decent amount there. That was I missed a whole box.
I kind of made it a
look down, you went through 50 rounds.
Each hunt, I really don't take out more than 20 shells with me. I don't even take out a full box anymore.
I usually just take a box.
I think they should change the law. I think they should take it down to how Arkansas is. I think it would do a lot for
15.
our waterfowl pressure.
What do they have?
There's
15
certain
rounds?
WMAs that they have. You can only take 15 shells onto it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you treetopping birds. You're ruining the sport. You're shooting at birds 80 yards up. You're not going to hit them.
Like that day with that goose. Well, that guy shoot that goose 28 times or something stupid like that?
Yeah.
It was
some crazy.
I confirmed a count of at least 17 shots when we were in GI there.
Yeah, it was up there. It was in between one of those two. But
dude, because we had that goose come across to us and we're all just joking about shooting at it.
It had to be 120 yards up?
Dude, it was literally the furthest I've ever seen a goose get shot and killed.
Yeah.
I've never seen a goose get shot that far in my life. Mm-hmm. And it came across them, and they were fucking high shot and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
And we had some words with them
after that. I think you jokingly said, watch, they're going to shoot at this.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did. And boom, and it literally just barely sailed down. And we're like, no way did he shoot that. And then he went out there, boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that dude had to damn near go through a whole case. Or a whole box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
dude, it's wild. Sometimes you get on those properties and like, no one taught you anything about this sport before you started doing it. You're just out here doing it.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I've made some piss poor shots like a couple years ago, and luckily we even found the woody. We were sitting there. It was one of those just terrible days. It was warm. We were already just ready to go. We had like 4 birds dead between 3 of us, and this woody just came in a mile high. And I literally went, try not to knock nothing down, like straight up and behind. I was like almost flat back. Mm-hmm. Boom! And it just folded straight down. And they were like, no way. And that was not as high as that goose. Right, but I'm just saying, like, I get it.
Everybody does it every
once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, I've had that exact same woody.
Yeah. You know, the spot that you put us on last year, I don't know if you remember, over on the Illinois side. You sent me that. I think I ran into you at the gas station. You're like, yeah, you guys should go there. I can't hunt this weekend, but go there. There's a flight line for geese.
Oh, dude, that is a spot.
So we went there, and me and Kyle, I don't know, was it 6? Yeah.
Yeah, you want it.
So there was the 6-pack that came in. We didn't have no goose floaters out. We didn't have no silos, anything. We were just straight
talked them in there.
Yeah, buddy here talked them in. I wasn't very experienced on a goose call yet. And so these geese, they come in, they land, and they're probably out, I don't know, 50 yards-ish from us in the water, 40-ish.
No, they were close, because I was pretty disappointed in myself.
So I dumped
like 30, 35.
I dumped 3 shots. He dumps 3 shots. These things get straight up, and they fly directly.
He's on the left side, and I'm on the right side.
Directly over top of us. Well, I had a 4th shell, just in my bibs, and I grab it, and I throw this thing in. I fall out of the blind. I fall straight on my face, and I'm just laying on my side, and just poof, and I mean, probably at 70 yards, this bird just folds.
Well, it was one of those, like, you're walking out there, and I'm like, all right, like, he's like, I folded that thing. I'm like, okay, we're walking, like, we're 60 yards away from where we were at, like, where's this bird at that you said you shot? Because I didn't see it fall.
We ended up walking probably 100 yards.
We're back in the ditch where we parked the boat. That's where the bird was laying on the bank.
So you guys went back to that little circle oxbow and then walked in.
Walked all the way in.
That's a badass mallard spot too, by the way.
Dude,
yeah.
He dumped that bird. We walk up there, it's not moving. It stoned.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a long walk. That is a long ways.
That's why I was like, no way. No way. It's laying there dead. He was the only one that shot.
Yeah, we'll have to get back
It was,
in there this year. I found some new spots back in that area. Dude.
That's a good spot you put us on. So.
Oh, I wasn't going to put you on something that I wasn't comfortable
We
with.
saw geese all day long.
Yeah, it was a good flight line.
It is literally just constant.
And it's enough that when we lose that water level, that you could line those banks with some silos.
Even if we would have had some geese floaters and like just silos on the bank, I think we would have got a lot more to come take a look at us at least.
Well, I hunted out there. That's where I took Daryl. That's actually where Daryl got his first mallard retrieve.
Okay.
Actually, his first duck retrieve ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I seen 1,000 or 2 geese just on that flight path. And I don't know how I didn't get anything to commit. I'd just be sitting there. I know I'm not the world's greatest goose caller, but I ain't too bad. I've coerced geese in.
Good. Yep.
And I'd give them a couple and just turn, come across the top. Spinners are going, but you can still coerce them in on spinners. Yeah. Not always. Usually they flare off them.
Yep.
And but I couldn't get anything to come into me, so I'm like, well, whatever. And then I talked to you almost the weekend after that. It was like I think a Thursday or something like that. I ran into the car wash.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. Yeah,
Well,
that's
that was actually a rough one because we weren't supposed to hunt there. We were meeting somebody else, and he didn't wake up for his alarm clock.
Yeah, so thankfully
you left us out there.
You
to
got us a
fend for
spot. Yeah,
ourselves.
you got us a spot that
we didn't
provided. That was for sure.
We didn't really scout down in that area. It's a little bit too far for us, but
I'm out there all the time, so it's pretty easy for me to say, "Yep, that's a good spot." Nope, that's not a good spot.
And we saw a decent amount of birds, but I think it was just kind of a pressure thing we were dealing with that time of the season.
We got quite a few gadwalls, I want to say. Wasn't there?
We didn't shoot any ducks that day.
I could have sworn
there was a decent amount of birds flying around. It just, there's a lot of pressure in the area, stale birds, and we really didn't get a good push last year.
Yeah. Last year was
time frame where we were at then.
It was
cold out because I lost the boat key after that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I was playing in the grass.
I had a pretty good year last year.
Oh yeah.
But I did a lot of solo hunting. Took a lot of new people out, and then as the season progressed, I got laid off super duper early for some reason. I was like, I think it was almost early November, and we
didn't even have that bad of a winter too.
No, but all of our guys left.
Oh, okay.
All of our guys left. And my dad's like, Dad, we don't have shit going on. He's like, do whatever you want. So every single day I'm waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, texting him, we good? Yeah, we're good. Go ahead. And I would just haul ass to wherever I was going to hunt.
Yep.
And I would just wreak havoc. I had it's probably to date, it was the best year I've ever had. This year's becoming slowly the first year that I'm probably going to break the 200 mark.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I'm already at 12 birds.
I think last year I got right around that 60 to 70 mark. I can only go out on Saturdays and Sundays, and most of the time we didn't even go out that many Sundays last year.
We're both fresh fathers, so it was a little bit new. My wife works, so on the weekends if she works, I have to stay home.
My wife works every third.
It's definitely tough being a fresh parent and trying to juggle work, wife, child, and just everything.
So you can get them to that age where they're walking around and kind of communicate with you. All right, get up. We're going. I'll bundle you up.
Wherever she's
bring
at.
a buddy heater.
Yeah, she's rolling around the floor.
I took her 4 months old. She was in a deer blind with us.
Oh yeah.
Shotgun season.
That's awesome.
Just laying her little teddy bear thing.
Got her in the blind, bunch of heaters
onesies.
going.
Yeah. We had a good solid 2 hours where she wasn't crying. And then she started crying.
It gets
It's hard to deer hunt when they're screaming their heads off.
Yeah.
But it could have happened, so you never know. Waterfowl hunt's just a little bit more
cooler.
Definitely a lot cooler. No, that's my favorite, but it's harder to take them, put them on a boat, like a life jacket. It's really cold out. You're just putting them into unnecessary harm's way.
If you've got a 2-year-old, 3-year, I personally think right around that 3-year-old range is a really, really good age to start, especially if you know what you're doing, you have a lot of experience. You're not putting your child into weird situations where it's 15 mile an hour winds, but you could have up to 30 mile an hour wind gust and you're going across the channel. That would be stupid.
Yeah.
But if you're just going into GI,
yeah.
you're trying to get into some simple spots, hell yeah.
And I think also if
you
don't have like 10, 15 guys hunting, that's probably another good thing to throw in there. It's got to probably be a couple guys, and guys that you trust too.
Yeah.
Guys that understand, okay, there's going to be a child out here with us today. just like with a fresh dog too. I hear a lot of stories with guys that go out and they got a 1.5, 2-year-old lab, and they're going with 10, 15 guys, and this dog is just overwhelmed, and it breaks a dog. So,
well, look how many times we hunted together already, and I'm like, no, I'm not taking my dog. We've got 6 guys, 7, 8 guys, whatever the hell it was, and I'm like, no, I'm not taking my dog.
It's the solo hunts.
I love him, but I ain't taking him.
Well, and I respect you more for that, because it's like you put all that time and work in that dog, and you don't want to bring him out and he's got to hear 6, 7, 8 guns going off all at the same time and just overstimulate him. So I don't want to do that. He did 2 retrieves yesterday. Like, I obviously, you still got to walk him out there. He's not going to be a championship dog by any means, but I have a really good feeling by the end of the year he's going to be doing retrieves completely on his own without me having to walk him out there and like talk him through it. Now, when he gets to 5, 6 years old, maybe he can go on those hunts where there is several guys in the blind or whatever.
Yeah, I think even look at Jet. That dog is awesome, and Isaiah still had to walk out there and my dog's not going to do the hand signals. That dog
is impressive.
Yes, that dog is. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy. I put a lot of time into him, but to do the hand signal thing, I
want to pick his brain on how he did that.
His dad's a dog trainer.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was talking with him after the hunt a little bit, and he kind of threw out some prices to me. So hopefully in the next 2-3 years here, I'm going to be in a position where I can get into a good retrieving dog.
Well, props to you to be able to even take a dog and do that and have the time to teach a dog that stuff, because it's difficult. I've tried. Turn mine into a couch potato.
Yeah.
She don't. Nah.
You went into the Marine Corps though. That's a little.
Yeah, but she still wasn't doing it before. I had her for 2 years of season.
Dude,
I pushed it too hard. I ruined her. It was all on me. I took all the blame, but I just don't have the time or the patience for it.
Yeah.
To teach.
We'll see what happens after a couple years with him. If I really, really enjoy still running a dog with. I do. I have a lot of fun. But at the same time, that's also another thing that you have to be conscious about constantly. Dude, he won't stay in his kennel right now. Like, he'll get in there for a couple hours, and then after that, he gets bored. And he's just like, I'm going to go fuck around.
Yeah.
Like, go do stupid stuff that dogs do.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, get in there. He stands at the door of the kennel. Like, oh, are you going to make me? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make you. Like, you don't have a choice right now. You were going in that blind whether you like it. And then he'd go into it. Yeah. But I also have a really good advantage. My buddy Samples, he has a 6 or 8-year-old dog, something like that. And she's a great retrieving dog. Really good at using her nose. So he always takes his dog out, and he is pushing super hard. He's like, make sure you, every time like she's coming out, like he has to go. If she's not going, like, and it's only a couple of us, he has to go. So, he's also helping me out, and to have an old dog and a pup, that old dog's gonna show the pup what to do. And I can already tell they're getting more friendly. Like the first time we hung out with the dogs together, she was mean to him. She's like, "Get the fuck away from me! I don't like you. You're just get.
Come on, Daryl.
yeah, get away, Daryl, get." And but then this last 2 times we were out hunting, I mean, he didn't hardly really bother. He wanted to play a little bit, and she actually played with him a little, and then she actually, sorry, Samples. She actually missed 2 retrieves, and Daryl caught both of them.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. So I felt pretty good on that.
Yeah.
She went out there with him, and I kind of was guiding her as well. I'm like, over here, kind of walking him to it, and finally he seen it, and he just boom, beelined it, retrieved it, took it up to the bank, and then all the way back to the kennel. I'm like, dude, that right there is exactly what I wanted you to do, and this is your 3rd hunt ever.
That's awesome.
Like, I think he's gonna do good.
Well, good. I hope it pays off. It definitely is. It's something you're investing your time and your money into.
Yeah.
And to see it pay off, especially not having to go walk out and chase birds anymore.
Yeah, and I'm okay with walking out there with him a little ways. That was another thing. Somebody I was it wasn't necessarily an argument with somebody, but I was having a conversation because they're like, you know, your dog should be able to retrieve this without you going out there. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it should be able to, but at the same time, your dog, its head is, you know, how do I do this? Your dog's swimming. Here's your water line. Your dog's head, try to get that on video, is right there. That's all your dog's head sticking out of the water. Now it is trying to find something the size of this beer can in the water.
Right.
And its head is almost level with it. And what the hell was that?
Sorry, that was my...
Oh.
I'll watch.
And then, so now you've got sticks, logs, leaves, especially right now, you've got those lily pads. You've got all this crap in the water around it. Decoys. You know, my dog doesn't go after decoys, luckily. I know some people's dogs do. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's trying to find this small little mark.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's actually incredibly impressive that they can even do it, even with a little tiny bit of guidance on a pup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it in that manner. Their eyes are only a couple inches off the top of that water.
Yeah.
Probably not even really that much.
And they're
looking up a little bit, keeping their nose out of the water.
And they're you know, fighting to swim. Dogs they're not born swimmers. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, no. My brother-in-law, his old dog, you could take it and throw it in the water and it would drown. Could not swim.
Wow.
Not a lick. And it was a lab.
Mm-hmm.
So dogs are not born swimmers. You have to. That's why they want you, if you ever watch the training videos, they want you to like slowly take the dog to the water, you know, give it the confidence to swim. And then, you know, shortly after it'll teach itself to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always had a struggle with mine. She didn't want to get in the water for a while. I got impatient. She learned to swim pretty quick after that. Come on, come back. She came back.
Yeah.
Did she like the water?
And that's another tricky thing. Like you do that. Okay, all of a sudden now your dog doesn't like the water. Mm-hmm. Now what are you gonna do?
Right.
Couch potato.
Yeah, couch potato.
An expensive couch potato.
Especially if you send her off to train at all.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do with the next one.
Yeah.
In a 2 to 3 year plan, I'm going to find one and I'll send it off somewhere. Kind of looking at Habitat Flats. We were talking to them while we were up there.
Yep.
They got some beautiful black labs up there. It's going to break the pocket a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be 5, 6, maybe even $8,000 into it. But
for something that's going to do, because I want them on hand and arm signals. Mm-hmm. I want the bells and the whistles on the dog.
So you're basically going to send your dog off for a year or so,
probably,
to do all of it.
Pretty damn close.
See, and that
obviously, you know, you'll have to finish stuff on them too. Like it's not like you just get this dog and you're gonna get it back and it's gonna do all this stuff and repetitively do it every year. It's still a young dog and it's still on that teaching stage. Like you still got to teach to hunt. You know, all that the bells and the whistles that go along with it. But it's, you know, it's not just plug and play. You still have to keep up with the dog and still do those things.
But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure even once you get the dog, you can hunt it the whole season, but then you're kind of instructed to send it back to make sure that the dog's kept there.
Yeah, some places probably do.
Some people do, yeah.
I mean, if you just keep up on it and you keep doing those things and keep working, throwing bumpers, you know, keep a couple birds in the freezer for them, throw some middle of the season, you know, during the summer, you're working. You still need to be putting in time with that dog to make it an excellent dog.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I've been striving for, that I want, but just with the children. And I have a dog. I have that couch potato still sitting at home, chocolate lab, and she ain't nice. I watched her kick the crap out of a German Shepherd the other day and drew blood on.
Oh!
Yeah. She's not a nice dog.
That is not normal for a lab.
No. And I do not want that around.
Thankfully, she's always been a sweetheart to me, but...
Yeah, she's a sweetheart to people. She does not like other dogs.
That's interesting.
I think she's got a little bit too much alpha male in her. Or alpha female.
Yeah.
Alpha whatever.
Yeah. Her testosterone's high or something.
I'm not going to say what I was just thinking. Can't say that.
She does not like other dogs at all. So I don't want to bring a puppy into that stage and teach those mannerisms to a new dog.
That makes sense.
The stray that we just fostered, picked up, adopted, whatever you want to call it, she's starting to do some stuff that it's like, all right, you're spending a little bit too much time with her. And I definitely don't want to be spending that type of money for a dog like that.
Right. Yeah. No,
I think some of those problems were caused by me not socializing her enough as a puppy, but I was a young 17, 18-year-old that wanted to, run around and chase tail and not take the dog with me and not train with the dog. And you think, oh, you train 1 day a week, and that's fine, that's enough. She'll get it. They naturally do it. And then we get a failed dog sitting in the corner barking and whining. She's got terrible separation anxiety. Can't even walk 2 feet from that dog. She's in the middle of the marsh. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna wake up everybody around here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just really annoying to listen to.
Speaking of bringing a pup in, that's another thing. Like I said, I want to see where this goes, see how Daryl does in life and everything. And if I do, so I got a couple things here. One, I'm torn on sending a dog off. Not because of the money aspect, but because of the connection that I got with Daryl. He's my little buddy. Mm-hmm. Like, I took him to truck and tractor pulls. That's how I got him used to the noise. Mm. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen my pulling truck, dude. That thing slaps.
I haven't seen it, but you've talked about it.
Way louder than a shotgun. I mean, it's an open header. It's an open header 496. Like,
flipped up.
Huh? They're down on the ground. Yeah. And it thumps pretty hard. So going down the track, he didn't even lift his head or nothing as a pup. So that's how I got him used to it. Do these big, huge diesel tractors and all this. Yeah.
They're not quiet.
Screaming.
Yeah.
And,
full tilt.
So I got this connection with him. I mean, he rode with me everywhere. And it's kind of let off a little bit now. As he got older, I had, life priorities changes. I had shit I had to do. I had to make some changes in life. And, that's one of the things that worries me is if I get another puppy and I send it off, okay, now I don't have that deep rooted connection as a pup. Yeah. Now I have to build this confidence in this. It's like us. We go with basic training and we're just like a damn near a robot at some point. Any sergeant walks up to you, you just lock up, pray to rest. Mm-hmm. Roger, Sergeant, no problem, Sergeant. You that's basically what I see in the dog. And then, as you progress through with everything with your career, however we did it, then you gain that trust with those people. Yep. Well, and that's where I see it with the dog. And I want that trust to be built as a puppy and as much as I can. So I'm wondering if I want to even send a dog off. If I get another dog, do I want to go female? Do I want to go male? Do I want to do it when Daryl's 5, 6 years old, when he's in his prime or just starting to get through the prime, and he's a little slowed down. He's got a little more patience. His mannerisms start changing. He's not ripping around like a jackass. Right. Or do I want to bring the puppy into that situation? That's my problem with.
I would almost say, you almost kind of want to get that dog fully trained to where you are happy with him, and then you could then maybe look at bringing in a pup, because then that pup's going to learn from Daryl.
That's kind of my thought.
Yeah.
It's also the tool aspect that you have to think about it. Like, what do you want this dog to do for you?
Right.
Do you want it to be a great house dog? Do you want it to, have that connection with you? The way I look at them is that's a tool. Yeah. That's how I've always been raised as hunting dogs. That's a tool. That's not the house pet, Mm-hmm. So like we had a short hair growing up when I was probably what I remember 4 or 6, and then I think we lost her like 7 or 8. That dog slept outside. It was an outside dog. I had a kennel outside. My dad, winter, that dog did not come back inside.
Yeah.
Now on a negative temperature days, yes, that dog came inside and was sleeping inside. But for 99.9% of that dog's life, that is a hunting dog. Dog is outside.
Daryl has an inside-outside kennel, but it'll be cold as hell and he's outside. Mm-hmm. But he's also got that thick coat on. Yep. Dude, I don't know. Have you guys seen Daryl yet this year, other than maybe a picture or two?
No. I've seen
pictures
in the videos. Yeah.
Well, we'll go out hunting again here soon, and you'll see him right now. He's starting to get a little fluff on him. It's that time of year they start growing that undercoat, and you'll see him now. And then give it about 2 months, 3 months, he's gonna be thick.
Yeah,
he's gonna be
that coat on.
He's gonna be juicy, And I feed him way more this time of year too.
Yeah. Okay.
I try to fatten him up a little bit. He's putting in all that hard work.
Well, yeah, so he's burning calories.
I give him 5 cups a day right now, and he is not getting fat. Mm-hmm. So I'm about to be going to like 7 cups a day, and try to keep it on him. It does, but
they're worth it.
It's your dog. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I see your tool aspect of, that's what I tell people too. I'm like, I'm not going to take a dog. Dude, if my dog turned into a couch potato, I don't know if I'd keep him.
Some people are like
I mean, I love him, but I don't want another, it's going to sound kind of messed up. I don't just want another mouth to feed.
Yeah,
right.
no, yeah, I gotcha.
He'll still be my buddy, and I got a good connection with him, and I love him, and I want to care about him. But if you're not going to do what I bought you for, why do I want to keep you?
It's like a gun. It's not doing what it's meant to do.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to
get it. The attachment portion of it.
I wouldn't take him to a pound.
Yeah,
It would be like Wesley or something like that. I'd be like, hey,
someone that wants a house dog.
Yeah, you want a house dog? You want a very well trained dog? Like you want a dog that's going to sit when you say sit, and it's right now. Him.
You roll up to any farmer, and most of those guys, they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll take them." It's just another helping hand on the farm.
It's like working dogs in the military. That's not a pet.
Yeah,
that is a tool.
You can still pet it. You can still love it.
That's like when they send him into rooms and stuff. He's not sitting outside this room going, "Well, it's either me going into or is the dog going in first." That's what the dog's there for. Dog goes into the room first.
Yeah.
He gets shot. I'm sorry. It's a sad day. We all look at them like they're one of us. But that is a tool, and that is here for it so that we may go home, So you look at it in that aspect is like, well, if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do,
you're going to go down the road.
Maybe find a home. I couldn't bring myself probably to get rid of them just because I have an attachment thing with dogs. But as you can see, my couch potato has stayed around, and she's a very expensive and still continuing to be very expensive. That dog's had like 3 or 4 surgeries that were up in the $2,000 range.
Yeah, I think if
eating bread ties and aluminum and
that's one thing about Daryl. He might chew on plastic like Lillian's toys, but he's not very destructive. I mean, I've had him in that kennel with all the siding and everything on the house, and he doesn't really chew on it much. He did as a really small pup, but as he's growing older, I mean, he's not really... I got a huge area for him. I mean, it's bigger than this room right here.
Yeah.
That he's in all day. And then I get home, and then Lillian usually just goes down and opens up this kennel, and he's up the stairs and ripping around the house, but...
Oh, yeah.
Grabbing things he's not supposed to.
Yeah. He comes out with all of her toys, and I'm like, dude, drop.
Yeah.
He drops it. I turn around for a second. He's like, I'm going to get it.
You got anything exciting rolling around for this season that you're ready for hunting wise? Anything on the bucket list to shoot? Going anywhere?
I was gonna do a trip, but I probably can't do that now. It takes a lot of money to do those trips. I wanted to do a 9-state trip.
Oh, really?
I wanted to start in Minnesota and follow the migration down, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that yet.
That'd be sweet.
I'm probably not in the right point of life yet. I need a little more money to, all right, dude, I'm taking off work for a month. I'll be back maybe this year.
Plan for that.
Yeah.
Any things get cheaper in this economy?
Yeah, well, and I got to get a little better prepared. The other really big thing I'm worried about is getting down into Louisiana and Mississippi and running into gators.
Oh, yeah.
That shit gives me the heebie-jeebies. But I want to run it all the way down. I want to hunt every state on the Mississippi.
That'd be sweet.
And Texas.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
But other than that, no, this year I don't really have anything exciting going on other than just the typical, I'm just going to hammer this area super duper hard, maybe branch out, maybe ask you guys if I can go up to that area that you guys have shown me, stuff like that.
Yeah. There's a couple spots even
spots
further north that I think are going to be bangers this year, so we'll get you on those. I know I want to go down to Kansas this year.
Ooh, that'd be badass.
I really do.
I ain't going to be able to get out there.
No,
yeah,
he's due in December.
Well, why don't you just go in November?
Because then if I'm on a trip and my wife gives birth, that's a good way to get your head ripped off.
Well, if she gives birth while you're there, you might as well just stay,
We'll throw one on the next year, and we'll kind of get a good group going. I'd like to do something in North Dakota. Probably around this time or even a little bit later, kind of like middle of October. Yeah. Start getting a little bit more of them plume birds, catch them before because they actually just switched up their laws. It's 2 7-day periods, and you have to pick a zone. You have to stay in that zone.
It's interesting.
Yeah, they switched it up, and then South Dakota is obviously the draw system still. So Yeah, we want to get to one of them. We might do something in Missouri, but I think this year we'll kind of come up throughout the season and put something on the books, and we're going to run with it no matter what. Next year that it's happening, so.
Yeah, I keep telling myself every year I'm going to be doing that stuff, but I've also got my turkey hunting, traveling across the country doing that, and
yeah,
dude, it takes a lot.
It does, especially to make those trips happen. The time and money that you have to invest into it. And then it's also like the scouting birds. Like nobody wants to go up there and just be blind. So it's like you want to take like a, 9 days, 10 days to go up to a place, really like figure it out, then jump in deer hunting. Find an A, a B, a C, and a D, maybe an E and an F.
Right.
So if you get beat to spots, you've got those backups, or, oh, hey, we shot the hell out of them today. Let's give them a rest here and bounce back to that side of town and hunt those birds that we found over there. Do your thing like that. But that's one thing we really wanted to do an Arkansas trip, but we just don't have the time to go down there. And you hear a lot of dudes go down there and try and freelance that. I think we would just end up going with a guide service just to get our foot in the door a little bit, see kind of how it goes out there.
Dude, they're hardcore down there.
Yeah.
Like, we got some hardcore dudes up here. I mean, there's a lot of call and decoy and all, every type of company that comes out of the Midwest. But down there, it is a different world. Like, you beat them to their spot. Like, they're like, all right, let's fucking fight and find out who's going to stay in this spot.
Yeah.
And we got 12 guys. You got 2. Like, let's do this.
I'll put our 2 on their 12.
So these hands are ready to eat everyone.
Oh.
No, but you got to think, like, even on like their properties, you're hunting a lot of timber out there, flooded stuff, and they kick you off their WMAs. So it's like, how do you scout birds, and how do you find birds? Well, those dudes have traditional areas like we do, where I can go, hey, in the middle of November, I know what the birds are generally going to be doing in this area if we have birds.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas if one of those dudes comes out here, they're going to have to figure it out the exact same way. Now, it's easier for them to scout because you're not running through timber and they don't kick us off of our properties, and you can go at any point in the day that you want. So that's just kind of where it falls into. It's like going somewhere like that. Yeah. I feel like you either need like a hand to be held down there with somebody It's kind of like, all right, let's go here, let's do this. I know some of the holes that we can go into, but and then dealing with like boat races and stuff.
Right.
That's not really my jam.
Well, I think I don't really want to end it there, but my phone is telling me we need to end it there because it is almost dead. So sadly, we're going to end up having to make this a 2-part series.
No, that's fine.
So I got to give a shout out to Long Branch Game Calls. Get a hold of them for deer calls, elk calls, turkey calls. They got some things they're working on still. I know we've said it time and time again, but definitely check them out. They're a great company. Wesley I'm sure wants me to call out. What's that archery company? Plum Creek Outdoors, Plum Creek Archery. They're a great company. Love them. Check them out as well. So as I end every podcast, stay safe, enjoy the hunt, and know the outdoors.